Is this working now? I mean,
Wait for Twitch to catch up.
yeah, that's fair. And we wait.
Nope.
No. On OBS, how high is it peaking? Is it getting into the green yet when I'm talking, or is it barely anything?
I did a little bit of you did yellow.
Okay, that's perfect. Here, do that. There we go. Does that do it now? Is that more in the like green or in the red? Excuse me.
Windows was set to the wrong audio output.
Ah.
So I speak my headset was just.
So I bet you it's probably working now, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, also listing out just like all the features.
Wonderful. Is it all good, or is it still too loud?
We are totally good.
And can you hear like ambient, or is it just me? Because that's going to be kind of one of the true questions.
I think it's fine.
Okay, I was going to say I kind of cranked it up, so it may be a little too loud. But anyway, we will kick back on to this wonderfully already borked, screwed up live stream. Andrew's not here. He's the one that keeps us all together, apparently, and makes us work out properly. So, like I mentioned earlier, but you guys are not here. My name is Connor. Behind the camera over there, or behind the monitors, is Chris. We are going to be doing a solo-ish live stream today, as Andrew could not make it, like I said. We've already run into some wonderful problems. Wonderfully late. We swapped over to test bench. Audio got messed up. But anyway, we will continue on. It's almost like an ASMR video, just like... Anyway, we are building Big Iron. Big Iron is a computer designed for 1440p, 240Hz gaming, graphic design, video editing, and 3D design. Customers are looking for a nice long-term system for high-speed gaming as well as various design applications. This build is designed around a 12-core Ryzen 9 5900X and an RTX 3090, which I believe is this one.
Yep.
Chonk. Our CPU cooler is going to be a Dark Rock 4 Be Quiet Pro, Dark Rock Pro 4. There we go. Motherboard is going to be a Gigabyte X570 AORUS Ultra. We're going to have two 16GB DIMMs of 3200 DDR4 Crucial Ballistix RAM. As for some storage, we're going to have an NVMe SSD from Crucial. That's going to be a 500GB. It is a Gen 4, as well as paired with a Crucial P5 Plus 2TB Gen 4 NVMe SSD. Video card, like I mentioned, is an RTX 3090, and our power supply is going to be an Enermax Revolution DF 850 watt, 800 plus gold. I hate the names.
Were you reading off of the calendar? Specs?
No, I'm reading off the website.
Ah.
Is it wrong?
No, it's so. I thought that you said a 2x32. It's a 2x16.
Oh, I meant 2x16, 3200 megahertz is probably where I messed up there. And we're putting that all in a Corsair 4000D airflow in black with some new fans, which we were not able to install. Oh yeah, there's also sound card, which is not listed on the website. Wrong. And we have sound card that we're going to toss into here. Like I said, Andrew's not here, so this is going to be a little bit of a longer build. We're just going to go ahead and jump right on into it with fans, which are over here. Oh. And we're going to install some fans quickly, and then, yeah, we're going to do motherboard stuff from there. I got to remember that the microphone's so close that I got to, like, not open packages right next to it. Can you pick up the background stuff, any? Or is it literally just me?
I'm not getting much.
Cool. I mean, that's kind of how I set it up when I cranked everything down. Again, very rough. I just kind of YOLO'd the measurements. There was kind of rhyme and reason behind it, but it was just kind of a, well, I hope this works. And if it doesn't, then we adjust it. One difference, Andrew's not here. Andrew normally has the laptop pulled up and usually has Twitch pulled up on that. I guess I could pull Twitch up on my phone. I guess I could do that. I was gonna say, because I have no way to monitor chat. Andrew usually deals with that stuff. But Chris is the one monitoring chat now. You probably will not be able to hear him any because we have a different mic set up because it's only just me here today. So we didn't want to blow your guys' ears out. So let me pull on up Top Flight Computers. You can also find us online at Top Flight Computers on basically everything.
Yeah.
Except TikTok. We don't have TikTok. Eventually.
I think I made an actual account on TikTok,
I think you did too.
but I haven't done anything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you did, but I don't think we, oh, ads. There we go, now I actually have it pulled up over here. Cool. I'm getting an Apex Legends ad on Computer Simulator 2020. Look at the graphics, so good. We're running it on our Ryzen Threadripper 39442 with the new Intel 17th gen. Hey, there we go, now I can actually see. Perfect. Because we special like that. The lighting actually looks surprising. It's a little hot on that side. I'm gonna fix that. Oh. There we go, that looks so much better. I never actually like pull up the stream while we stream. Never have. It's always been Andrew.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh hey, I've never like seen the lighting changes.
Try to activate that Chromebook, which is roughly the same power as that one, so not very good. But
I have a phone, it's fine.
So your phone's actually much faster than the Chromebook.
Yes, it is. It's like 10 times faster. That's why I'm like, I'm happy I have my phone. And we call it a day with that.
The mic can pick me up.
Really?
Pick me up somehow.
Surprising.
It's very neat.
Yeah. I mean, I imagine it would be. I was gonna say, we can talk after the stream, but lav mics are not as expensive as you thought. I started doing some research on them.
Like the
Yeah, like the kids.
colors?
Mhm.
Okay.
Like we could do that. Be a little bit more, like, meh, but it's definitely doable.
Wireless lab sounds like
Am I still in frame? Hopefully, yes I am.
Oh yeah.
Wonderful.
You've got. I've got pretty much until the E.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see on the thing. But yeah, no, we could do wireless lav mics if we wanted to. The only, I guess, downside with that is you would have to get like, the way that you set them up is you would have to have like we'd have to have the same lav mics per person.
So you just buy two of the.
No, so what I mean is like you adjust them per person for each person's volume level, basically, or how they talk, more or less.
And so like Andrew
So-
only ever use Andrew's mic.
Yes.
Well, then we just tell them.
Which is very much doable. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's not a problem. Just making a statement of like, hey.
Interesting.
And that yeah, and you could live edit them if you really wanted to, but they're not terrible. The only problem is, like, you know as much as I do, audio is very much diminishing returns. So like good audio is only going to cost you like $80, but amazing audio is going to cost you $800. And that's it.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll see you guys on Tuesday.
And that just is unfortunately how it is. I mean, audio is diminishing returns.
Trying to use my
Chat is very quiet. If you guys want to say hi, you are welcome to. I will answer questions about things I do not know. I will make up an intelligent answer. The new Intel stuff came out today. Ooh, that is wonderful, wonderful news. Always good competition in the market. Actually, surprisingly good this time. Really gives Ryzen bang for the buck argument, if you will. Very happy for that. Hopefully it stays in stock. Last time I checked, it was still in stock, which is
I should have two.
a lot more surprising.
I should have two i9s shipping to me either today or tomorrow from distribution.
Nice. Oh, there's my other screw. I was wondering where that screw went. And then yes, our microphone is there, so if I accidentally run into something, I apologize, because I guarantee I'm going to smack a case or a box into that thing, and it's going to be loud.
It's gonna go.
Yeah, and yeah, it'll probably break our mic stand too.
I gotta go pick up my Windows.
But it is what it is. I understand why we do fans before the stream now.
Yeah, I would recommend for that one, for that thing over there, get here early.
Yeah. Early.
Because
Hey,
there's-
I was here. I was just had important things to do.
We have 9. Luckily, there are only ML fans. They aren't LS. So there's only one cable per fan, but there's still 9 fans.
Is there only one cable per fan?
No,
They're the RGB. They're two.
No, the ML. I could have sworn that the ML.
It's the same thing. Same thing as LL. It's one power and one RGB. It's all what that the Corsair Link stuff is. So it's just as bad.
So the red, blue, or white, those are only one.
Yeah, because there's no control over the RGB. It's just R. It's just R.
I apologize.
It's all good. I mean, don't really care. We'll figure it out. I'm gonna set the graphic card over here. Stickers. They always have a lot of stickers in these. We have 2 M2s. Oh god, that's gonna be loud. I'm sorry. I mean, not really, but slightly.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's surprising. I would have expected it to be like shattering. That might be shattering now that I don't know, I guess loud to me versus loud to microphone may be very different. Yep. I'd say that's probably a little toasty. We on top 10? Maybe. I don't know.
Here now.
Can't see. Oh yeah, we are. Look at that. Oh yeah, you're way out of frame.
Not a good look.
Oh, words there not even a Chris cam on that entire time.
Stomach
Oh, it's Chris's stomach cam. Yep, so that's that side. Yeah, that side. There's Chris. Over there. Yeah, here. There we go. Now I can. Yeah, my phone is actually very responsive for this. I can actually see the delay is maybe 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's actually not bad. Honestly.
I need to look more into how YouTube added functionality for streaming.
YouTube went through and they have just like revamped all of their streaming stuff, but they've also revamped all of their like policies and things. And it's interesting. I mean, I don't agree with half the things that they're like banning people for, if you will.
I'm just wondering, since you do have significantly more followers on YouTube, if it's worth going back to YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Twitch integration, but like we also don't have a lot of integration in our streams.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be opposed for either. I mean, realistically speaking, but I still think that Twitch is going to be the kind of better option for us. It's better for smaller streams, in my opinion, because it's easier to find people streaming on Twitch, like new people, and finding new viewership, versus YouTube, because people go to YouTube if they want to watch YouTube. You find a YouTube video,
not necessarily.
not a
watch it
YouTube.
live stream.
Yep. Because the people that subscribe on Twitch are here to watch your Twitch live stream.
Hey.
No, you can subscribe and not be you can follow. Excuse me. you can still follow. Like that's free. You just click follow, and then it alerts you when they go live. That's all that does.
Right.
Whereas YouTube does send that notification, but it's not as meh.
On it.
Yeah, if you will. And most people are just gonna ignore it anyway.
Like, okay, cool.
Because I'm gonna be honest, I use YouTube for the YouTube aspect of it, not the live stream. I don't want anyone live stream on YouTube. Just doesn't appeal to me, in my opinion. So my thing is, like, if I'm on YouTube, I'm gonna, watch my one video about whatever it is, and then end up on how to speak to giraffes on the, suggested videos. That's how YouTube works.
Probably gonna stick on it for now.
I would. I mean, realistically speaking, unless we get like some major instance where it's like, hey, if we switch over, we get something. I don't know. Or if YouTube is like, hey, we want you over there, we'll subsidize your thing, because that does happen. But we're not that big. I don't know. You could toss it up in the Top Flight chat, or just on YouTube. Just get a general audience view. Just say like, hey, we're considering this, and where should we stream? The problem is it's going to be biased. I always hate this peel. It's so aggravating. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be biased. So if you ask on Facebook and you say, hey, we're considering streaming on Facebook, all the people on Facebook are going to say, oh yeah, you should come stream on Facebook because you asked the question on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I can tell you what we're not doing.
Hey, I'm just being realistic here. So, I mean, that kind of is what it is. 5 channel points. Ooh. It's funny, I only have 20 channel points.
You?
Yeah, because I don't watch our stream because I'm here.
Right. I don't watch. Well, we popped up to four people. I'm pretty sure it's. I think one of them counts as me with two.
I don't think so. No, it does not.
No?
Nope, that one does not.
Does OBS,
I have one. No.
Does OBS count?
Nope.
No.
No, because
So
that's
it's
you.
you
And then a few others.
and a couple of
I think, yeah, a few others. Hi. Oh. Hi. There we go.
You're
And we just lost view. No.
you're technically up there as well.
Yeah, I know. I just saw that on there. And so I was like, hi. And that, is, friends, is how you lose viewers. We used these in the last build, didn't we?
Yes.
Why did these come with screws and the other ones didn't? This is a 500 gig and it came with a screw, and I guarantee you there's two. I bet you that was just a manufacturer mistake. If, for those of you that do not know, last stream we went through, and you probably can't show that on Twitch. Inside of this box, there's an empty space, and I complained about it because there wasn't a screw in there, and now there is a screw in these. Who knows? Who knows? Here at Top Flight, we always like to make sure that we drop test all of the equipment to make sure that it is satisfactory.
Especially the video cards.
Oh yes, 100% the video cards. As I just drop the SSD. Is what it is. And always make sure that you peel your thermal pad. So many people don't. Interestingly enough, this is very fun fact, if you will. The PS5, the M.2 in it, has to have a heatsink on it. Otherwise it'll overheat and then basically die. Because of how fast that it reads and writes onto it.
One thing,
Just screw.
is that
Screw.
the other one too?
Yeah.
So I was talking with the guy who owns Pixel Chariot, which I think was the build before last.
Mhm.
The third, so on that board and the AORUS Master, that third slot,
Mhm.
which we put it in, pretty sure, that shares bandwidth with settings. Now, all drives were running at full speed and they weren't throttling.
Yeah, it's just
So-
it disables some of the ports.
Right.
I think that one does too.
No, it doesn't. It's not shared. The third slot is shared.
Interesting.
So if we can avoid using the third slot on that,
So
board,
put it in this third slot. I got you, Chris.
like, it's fine. The computer's running at full speed.
Yeah, it just disables some of the ports. So what Chris is saying here is there are only a certain amount of channels, basically, that lanes, channels, same concept. Basically, it's like a highway away from a city is the best way to describe it. There's only a certain amount of highways and road space that goes away from the city or to the city, whichever way you want to do it. To or from, doesn't matter. Same thing on computers too. Is there's a certain number of lanes or that go from the CPU to your chipset to your drives or RAM. Did RAM shared on that? I don't think so. No. So basically, it's just all the wires and things connecting, all the lanes and things connecting these. So when you have a certain configuration, if you will, it may disable some of your ports for your other drives and things. Just, you learn something new every day. All right, sound card. We're
That
done.
Should be
No. Oh, there's a peel.
the whole lane. Oh, I'm not.
No, it's all good. I will wait for that.
The whole lane thing should be mostly a non-issue with overlay.
Yeah, unless it's 5th gen, and even at that, that's still kind of insane.
Gen 5 is double bandwidth of Gen 4.
And that's saying something. I mean, that is massively saying something.
You could put a 3090 on a slot with 8 lanes of Gen 5, and it would run at 30.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually kind of insane. So what we're talking about, for those of you that may not be in the know, Intel released its next generation of processors this morning. Well, kind of. The review embargo lifted and they went for sale this morning, which is big news because Intel is usually has been known to throw in the towel, if you will, and kind of just put in a not amazing job on processors. Basically, 10th gen was kind of meh. 9th gen was meh.
11th was meh.
11th was meh.
12th was not meh.
12th was actually surprisingly good. They are now finally, I believe, on the level of AMD and Ryzen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they're beating Ryzen in gaming, although
They are, but the interesting part is they're only beating it by like maybe 10% or so, 10 to 20% depending, but they also cost like 30%, 40% more.
Well,
And it's not the actual processor itself, it's everything else that you got to buy into. So the DDR5,
that's true.
that's the expensive. The boards are astronomical right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll come down.
Uh,
And the board selection now actually makes a huge difference because of how they tune the boards and things.
DDR5 boards started good ones started at 330.
Not even, yeah, I've seen Newegg is all like 360 and plus now.
You can get the AORUS Pro for like 330 or 40, but yeah.
But again, like it's one of those where the higher motherboard that you buy, the better the motherboard, the better the performance you're going to get.
Oh yeah.
Which is, it's very different than like X570, for example, is you just buy the difference for,
Basically buy that.
yeah, but you know, you just, oh, there's another peel right there. Haha. You buy it for the feature sets. You know, a basic X570 board will, yeah,
Yeah.
it is. But like a basic X570 board will run this system perfectly fine of exactly what we have in here, but you're going to drop some features. But then this X570 is has all the features. So it's kind of one of those where it's like, it's a weird trade-off, whereas then this new generation of processors is basically like, you have to buy you're now limited in your performance based on your cooler, based on your RAM, based on your motherboard. All three of those will now determine how well your processor runs. So,
I'm curious to see if they make a B series board and B
Doubt.
what the heck are they gonna like? You're
Doubt.
gonna start losing lanes real fast.
yep, you really are. I mean, it'll be really interesting. And again, like, you got to take the review numbers that we've seen online with a grain of salt, because most of those are done in best case scenarios. High-end motherboards, specialty coolers, like even in the review kits, the Corsair coolers that they sent were like kind of specialty designed, if you will. There's a new one out, the one that Gamers Nexus use, that covers the entire die of the thing.
Oh, that makes me wonder, is that gonna
I don't know.
like
I mean, it'll be fine. So the
hit on the is that the 12
So the problem, this is where it gets really even more complicated with this stuff too, is you're talking now big cores and little cores, high performance cores and high efficiency cores. So like there is a difference, a major difference in the performance levels of both of those, and there's a major there's a major heat difference as well between those two. So it's like, it's really odd because like I was watching on Linus's review, they measured them independently of each other. So like under full load, the performance cores were hitting like 85 degrees C, but the high efficiency cores were hitting like 70. So now you have like this really odd thing where you have hot spots on the chip. Thus you now have inconsistent heat zones and things to that effect, and yada yada yada. It's really interesting.
Didn't EK like just make a brand new block for that purpose?
Probably. I would imagine. EK is not, like I said, they're not dumb either. They know what they're doing. What was it across all softwares?
Where's the third Amigo?
Where's the third? The third Amigo is not here. He has, I don't know, maybe his Tesla drove off with him inside. No. I think he went on vacation, actually. I have honestly no idea. But he is not here. Yeah. I think it's really interesting to see what's going to happen. But yeah, like I'm kind of withholding judgment a little bit because I think a lot of people are going to buy this and use it on DDR4. I realistically think that's going to be a big use case on this. And I think there's going to be probably your B boards are going to be DDR4 only. I would be willing to make that bet. Or if not, you know, you're going to have some that are, most of them will be DDR4 only, I would imagine, and then maybe some high-end B5 or B, what is it now, 650 or whatever, because it's 670 is the other one, right?
Well, so the Z is a Z690. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, the naming scheme's so frustrating. But that one is what it is. But yeah, I bet you the B series is going to be limited to DDR4, which makes total sense. I mean, you could do, if the performance stays relative, which I don't think it will, but if, big if, the performance stays relative, you are now talking, if you could get a i5, that's going to be major. i5 on B450 with a motherboard that's like 200 or B whatever series, DDR4 for like $200, 150 even for a B series, realistically speaking, and perform as much as like a Ryzen 5. Yeah, that'd be, I mean, that would be huge.
Yeah, we saw what the 12600 was doing to a bunch of Ryzen for like Adobe.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that's not even just like gaming. We're talking like everything. I mean, because more or less that processor scales very nicely across everything.
One of the members that I was enjoying.
Because that will be, I mean, that'll be interesting.
And yes, we, as a computer builder, have just linked to another computer builder in chat because they do a good job of testing. And
Yes, they do.
We like their tests.
I always hate this cable. It's so dumb. They split it up. Yeah, there we go.
So the fan should be good now? Yeah?
Yeah,
Oh, please.
because we can do it on the inside. I forgot that this one was you put it on the inside. What's interesting is the fact they didn't go overboard on price. That is honestly true. I mean, what is the i9? That's $670, I think.
$590.
Is it?
I sourced it for $590.
I mean, that's fair. Retail's like $6 something. Surprisingly, it's like $630, I think. Could be wrong. I very well could be wrong. That's what I saw on Newegg today. Put it that way. I don't know if it's real
Still,
or not.
I mean, if you're
But
comparing the i9, I guess
$650 on Newegg.
50.
Yep, $650 on Newegg. I was right.
it's still like $100 at least
Yeah.
less than $59.
Well, and that's also telling too, is if you're getting it for lower than Newegg, that means that realistically speaking, they have a lot of stock. I mean, that is a really good sign if that is true. Yeah, hope. What is this? A single 8 or is this a dual 8? This is dual.
If,
It's an 8 and a 4. Excuse me.
if I had the capital, I could have purchased 20 on the first day.
Yeah.
But I don't have 10 grand.
I mean, that's fair. But still cheaper than the 5950X. It is. Again, like what we were talking about too is again back to the original problem with it is you run into that value factor because your cost to buy in everything else to get that performance is a lot higher. That's what it is. I mean, realistically, if you're dropping money on an X570 and, you know, good DDR4 RAM, you're pretty close. You're within probably, what, 20%, maybe 30%?
Yeah, I was
Difference?
I was looking at basically compared a liquid cooled version of our Premier rig with a 12700 version, same cooling, same fan, same motherboard cost, and the systems were like $100 off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. That's not too bad.
No, it's really not.
I don't like having to change from B550 to X570 in order to keep it fair.
Yeah.
Because trying to compare a Z690 to a B550 on price.
Yeah, that's kind of hard. If you're dropping money on the i9, does the extra platform cost really matter? Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's a personal question. I think right now there's still an early adopters tax that you're paying right off the bat. I mean, DDR5 is going to come down in price. There's no question about it. It'll eventually come down in price once it starts becoming more mainstream and once everyone starts picking it up and things to that effect. You're also buying in because it's more of an investment because you're buying into a platform that this is where it's a really interesting paradigm shift because Intel is definitely going for the longer term customer in this instance because they're literally packing in PCIe Gen 5 stuff that doesn't even have there's nothing that can take advantage of that right now. But now they're the only ones that have that on their platform. AMD and Ryzen now have to catch up. That's big. I mean, you know, realistically speaking, NVIDIA is going to come out or whatever's going to come out with a new graphics card in the next year or two that's going to take advantage of that because why would you not? You now have the bandwidth to be able to push a 4090 to do, God knows what, 17K at 179 hertz or whatever.
There's been a couple rumors. I don't talk about nutrition. There's a couple of rumors that the 40 series is going to be twice as fast and draws quite a bit more power.
Yeah.
I saw a new power connector from supposedly from NVIDIA.
Stay away from the power connectors. They're annoying.
It was either like a 400 or 500 watt connector. It was crazy.
Oh yeah, like I'm not denying it. I'm just frustrated with all the stupid connectors and the connectors and the connectors and the connectors for the connectors and the connectors for the connectors. Yeah, it's so aggravating. But it makes sense. I mean, you gotta kind of not blow up your stuff. And it does allow you to fit a lot more power into a lot nicer of an area, basically. And it allows you to also kind of limit your power and get cleaner power as well. So, like, it makes sense, but, like, I just don't like adapters.
It kind of makes you worried, though, about, like, size of components in cases.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how, I have obviously no idea how big of, like, the 4090 is going to be, but, you know, I don't like shipping a 3090 to California.
Yeah.
It's a not small card. So
That makes sense.
If a 4090 is 40% bigger, yikes.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, it'll be really interesting. I mean, whatever happened to Intel's 12 volt? Is that still coming out? 12 volt standard? Because I thought that was supposed to be on this new gen. I don't know. I mean, I know that's going to be big when that hits. That's going to be massive when that hits. I mean, I love that idea. Realistically speaking, that's like that big next like paradigm shift in computing technology will be when they hit 12 gen, or when they hit that 12 volt system. It makes so much sense to do.
That puts more connectors on the board.
It puts more money into the board because they have to then they then have to convert power. That's the problem. I mean, maybe not the problem, but that is a problem of it. Is now you're putting that extra cost to put your converters from 12 volt to 5 volt to then 3.3 volt, or you know, however you're converting your power.
It's going from the power supply
to then.
the board.
Yep, because then, like, for example, powering your like fans and things like that will be all on the board.
That's probably gonna make boards get a bit bigger to a certain degree.
Maybe more expensive, definitely, because they're going to pass that cost on to the consumer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's no question about that. But it'll be really interesting to see. Again, being an AMD fanboy right now is hard. And is going to be very hard, because Intel is pretty mainstream right now at this point, and especially if they release 12 volt standard, AMD is going to be far behind at that point. Trying to get this stupid connector plugged in. There we go. AMD is going to be far behind, but they're still going to be the value consumer, if you will. They're going to be. I mean, sure, like an i5 right now does make sense, but they're running, the benchmarks are all on DDR5. I don't think I've seen a DDR4 benchmark yet. I don't know if even that embargo is released. I don't know if there's an embargo on that, I should say. Because I know Linus said that they did one, but they didn't release it yet. Because I imagine they would have just released it right now, if they already had it done. You know what I mean? But to be fair, I've also only looked up Linus and Gamers Nexus on this, so I haven't done a very large amount of market research onto this.
I looked at Overclock
And Puget, yeah. So it's like, we're not subject matter experts in this, but we semi know what we're doing. Also, do not take advice from us, because we have no idea what we're doing. If you want to go buy it, go buy it. I'm not going to stop you. One interesting thing that I am going to I follow along kind of relatively closely to see is how driver sets and things and how programs are actually handling the new stuff. Because that's going to be one of the big ones too, is to see how it actually gets handled. See like compatibility stuff and all that jazz. Would you benchmark DDR4? Yeah, I would, because realistically, why even offer it? People are going to, because if you look at it in a more layman's terms, if you will, most people are going to say, okay, hey, I want the new 5th or 12th gen. I keep wanting to call it 5th gen. The new 12th gen. How can I get away with it the cheapest? It's going to be DDR4. It's compatible on PC Part Picker, and they're going to buy it. And then, again, back to kind of what I mentioned, too, is compatibility, too. Because I don't know what programs and things are going to support DDR5. I don't know if it's going to run into problems. It probably won't, but you'll always run into that possibility that, you know, it's new tech, yeah. And it literally came out yesterday. All right, this morning.
Yeah.
So, you know, for your big programs, Adobe, wow, I'm like blanking. Autodesk, SolidWorks, CAD programs, things like that. Of course, it's going to have software built in, or it's going to have compatibility baked into it because they've already gotten these chips probably 6 months ago to start developing the driver sets for them.
Right.
But you're talking smaller softwares and things like that that are, you know, they're getting their hands on this stuff. Realistically, they don't even have their hands on it yet. So it'll be also interesting to see. Reset switch. I'm just plugging in cables at this point. I'm offended. I think you bought a... Who is that? I assume you know who that is.
Headshot?
Yeah.
That's Brad.
Ah.
That's my co-host.
Okay, I was about to say. I was like,
that's also our hopeful, our most likely our customer for a build coming up.
I mean, that's fair. I was about to say. I was like, that's got to be someone that knows you, especially with that dig. To say that's not something that's.
He knows.
Oh yeah. Oh, he knows. All right, where are these? Andrew's not here, so I'm gonna make sure to plug in the fans into all of pump headers. Only pump headers. Not. I got a very angry text message when I did that on accident on one of. Actually, I did it on like 3 systems in a row.
He was like, it's so loud.
And I really didn't mean to. And then now it's just a joke. But yeah, did that on accident. Don't plug your fans into pump headers. You probably can't even hear me. I realize I'm talking into a case and the microphone's right there.
Yeah.
So you probably couldn't hear me, but...
Do you know when he's going to be back?
Nope. No idea.
Well, he said yes to the next build.
I mean...
Which is... next Thursday. So we got...
Yeah, I imagine he'll be back by then. If he said yes, then I imagine he'll be back by then.
I have a dinner meeting at this time next Tuesday. Possibly for our house. We'll see.
No house for you. Come back 2 weeks. Alright. That's installed. Let's do... Dark Rock. Which means... our Be Quiet screwdriver. More.
Do something with him.
Make a mural. I don't know.
Over here.
They keep changing them though, which is... They turn on. I bet you there's a heat's on. Maybe. I don't know. They keep changing them. Yeah, because that's a clearer plastic. I know it's going to be almost impossible to pick up on camera. Are you on front cam? Yeah, you are. Maybe in the right light you can see it, but this one's more blue. That's clear. This is what it is. You're asking, how do you install this? you're still in that cam. Okay. There are little fake
You do the top cam.
heat pipes. Nah, it's all good. Little fake heat pipes that actually just unscrew. Heat pipe caps, I should say. It's actually quite clever. It makes a very clean aesthetic. Did I install this? Yes, I did. I installed that properly. I'm happy. I'm going to peel that. Not that we've ever forgotten to peel that. No. Totally not. You know, I wonder what standard the thermal paste is going to be for 12 gen. It was a grain of rice. Now what's it going to be?
It's longer.
Yeah, so obviously there's going to be more.
Shorter, like in the Z dimension.
Oh, in the depth dimension?
Depth.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm hoping that this cooler over here is gonna be okay with, because it's gotta go down a little bit farther.
I mean, there's new mounting brackets for it.
Well, right, but I bought the cooler before the processor was
Yeah.
launched.
Yeah. Is that one going for that?
What?
Is that going for that?
Yeah, that's the 2900K build. So I might just have to.
You may need
get
a.
an adapter.
Yeah, it'll either be get an adapter, and it'll probably be from EK. I mean, I imagine they're going to be pretty prompt on it. Mind you, they were actually pretty laxed on their 30, like the 3090s and things. Those water blocks came out pretty late.
I can't remember. I think I bought it from Amazon though. But I can just always send them an email to support and give them the part number or this serial number.
Yeah.
Tell them I'm going to build with it. The 2900K.
Yeah, do you have a mounting bracket? Please give me mount bracket. I need the hardware. Yeah, that'll be interesting to say the least. But yeah, I mean, they were teasing that like half block, you remember? EK was for like the 3090 for what, since it very first came out and it just got released like 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
The water block the Founders Edition?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. It almost seems like EK's like not privy to getting those early.
Somewhat oppositely related. EK finally launched a water block for the A6000.
Hey.
And the A6000 has been available for like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that
I
does
don't
not
know what
surprise me.
they've done.
I don't know. They have other priorities, I would imagine. I just don't know what.
Like, yeah, it's an extremely expensive product.
But those are the people that are water cooling.
I mean, you're the only gain to getting a water block at A6000 is you take the noise down at full. I mean, it won't go in throttle at full boost.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because the A6000 cooler on it's pretty good, right?
exceptional.
Yeah.
It has a slightly lower power target than the 3090, or it has a lower TDP, and it won't spike like a different.
Well, put it this way, Chris.
What?
EK's not idiots. They're not an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, they know. That's probably why they didn't release one, because there's nothing that can be gained from it. Hey, we just spent all this R&D time on this.
Other than noise.
And you can reduce the noise of it, which realistically the clients that are buying that don't care.
Yeah.
You know, and that's my honest opinion on it. Like, realistically speaking, I think they're just like, look, we know we're beat. We'll give you one for those like 4 customers in the world that are ever going to use this, and there you go. But you're going to wait, and that's exactly what they did. So that's my bet would happen. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're not dumb. toasty in here. Roasty toasty in here. Alright, cool. So cooler's installed. That's great. Now we just got a bunch of cables for our graphics card and our sound card, which I will now install. And I'll make sure to shove them up as close as possible so that there is no air transfer. No. For those of you just joining us, I will reintroduce the stream because I've forgotten to. It's hard to solo manage a stream, even though Chris is here, but he's just here for commentary and links, and to be easy bait, to be a target. Yeah, just an easy target. For those of you just joining us, this is Big Iron. This is a system designed for 1440p, that's what it was. There's my things. 1440p, 240 hertz gaming, along with some graphic design, video editing, and 3D design. All based around a Ryzen 12 core 39. Whoops, I turned off my phone as I was looking at the stream. Based off of a 5900X. Wow, I'm struggling. This is a big graphics card.
That's a big GPU.
Like,
So,
we only have...
this dude. I think this dude did.
So, like, put it on top cam for me.
Oh.
We have that much, we have that much space.
So you could still put your radiator up front. You could,
You could.
in theory, and you'd have like 5 mils.
That's a big graphics card. That's, I mean, just a 120 mil fan for you know, reference. You could do 120 mil, 120 mil, and then probably like an 80 mil. You could literally do the knock to a cool with the full on.
This dude, guess where this dude lives?
I don't know, Wisconsin,
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
I'm shipping this to Minnesota.
It'll be fine. I should install a sound card. And you're on top cam, right?
Correct.
We'll do this little, the little peel thing is behind the thing. There we go. It's probably not gonna look nice, but maybe it did. Shiny.
Must say it looks nice. It's very gray.
It's very gray. Agreeable gray. Those of you that get that reference know what I'm talking about.
No idea.
That's fair.
It's very monochrome. Or gray chrome. Grayscale. Grayscale.
Grayscale. That's the word that you're looking for.
I'm
No.
back in the CAD world, and you know we generally print you know drawings to monochrome until we do the full prints. There's no need to print out in full color.
I'm guessing it's this one. I'm thinking I'm wrong. Sure, we're gonna take a wild guess and say and hope that it's this slot. If not, I may be wrong. I am correct. Good on my level. I had a 50-50 shot. There is not a lot of space between these two, but our first sound card in a very long time.
I think it's our first sound card ever.
Hey, it's our first sound card ever. Very well could. Oh shoot! I gotta sneak a 6-pin up in here. Because there's a 6-pin that goes in the very back of this card. Oh boy. Like really far back here. I really should have installed this before the graphics card. Let's see. And what one calls not the smart. Come on. There we go. Finally. It snapped in. I felt something. I thought I did, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just going crazy. And then we have two separate cables for this. Naturally, as you need to.
Dual independent.
Yep, dual independence because power.
You know, I've always wanted to do a dual independent loop, like a water cooling loop.
I mean, it's interesting, but yes, it is.
Entirely unnecessary.
Yes, it is. Because then now you have two loops that you got to maintenance, and two separate pumps, and two separate,
And double the points of failure,
and not double the performance. You have exactly the same, almost exactly the same performance levels. Realistically speaking. Because you don't gain it. I mean, you gain technically an independent loop, yes, but it's not going to be substantial. It just looks cool. Don't deny me. It looks cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you do like contrasting colors. Oh, looks so nice.
We've had a couple of inquiries for dual independent loop, but they generally get X'd out pretty quick based on price.
Yeah, when it's like, oh, what do you mean I have to buy $1,600 worth of pumps? Basically.
It's like, yes, I could build you a nice computer for the cost of the cooling in this thing.
Yes, yes you can. My USB-C came unplugged in. That's frustrating. Come on. Nope. There it goes.
We're a little over an hour.
Cool, that's actually very surprising because I'm basically done. I just gotta cable manage some stuff and then, hi, I'm hiding. I don't want to be seen. Where did I put the little snips? There they are. I'm hiding behind the computer. Here, I'll turn it sideways so you guys can kind of see me. No, I'm just cable managing. I'm just kind of zoned out. Chris is typing a novel over there. I don't know what he's typing.
Oh, I'm trying to respond to an email that has been waiting in draft for like the past 2 hours.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you're just typing a novel over here. This is where stream gets fun. This is normally where Andrew monologues about.
Life.
Yeah. Something that. Something Tesla, something, you know, Bitcoin. I don't know. Linux. How'd that Linux build go, by the way?
So we went well. I picked the wrong case.
Oh, that was that one?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That was a big fail on my part. But,
I mean, he was fine with it, so.
the computer's running like a dream, so he's not too mad. We do need to buy power need swap case. So he's fine with waiting until we get the new case, and he wants the one with the closed top because he's worried about spilling coffee.
It's actually very valid.
Yeah, he's also a bit of an older gentleman.
I mean, hey, that is still very valid. The coffee thing is like, I feel that.
I could have sworn that the Gigabyte 2 had a closed top. It does not. So, I ordered the new case, and after it gets here, we're gonna find a time to swap the case over.
Makes sense.
So either we're probably gonna get Amy to do it. Everything has to be moved over, but it's just a bunch of parts.
Yeah.
And then we're probably gonna keep the case. We're gonna keep the current mesh drive because I'm sure we're gonna need it again or something.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean,
You know, somebody wants an EATX build. EATX does not fit in the 4000. In that.
I mean, makes sense. This is a budget level case. Well, not really budget level, but
Sub $100.
yeah.
I wouldn't call it budget as
No.
far as quality.
No, God, no. That's why we use it. I mean, I love this. I love this case. But yes, I understand where it's kind of coming from.
I wish that the 5000D, which it might support EATX, I wish the 5000D wasn't so darn big.
So darn big. All right. Let's try to get. It's only slightly chonk. I know you guys cannot see anything, and I do apologize. I'm just trying to plug in this cable. And it's really annoying. Keep twisting. There it goes. Finally. All right. And the 24 pin. All right. Phenomenal. Okay. And with that, we are basically done.
Can you turn it around?
I got to cable manage the thing first, and then I will. Nah, dang, I can't. Zip tie that there. I am still here. This zip tie is just being frustrating. There we go. There we go. Heck yeah. I know I'm like hiding behind the thing. There's so much excess cables on this. It looks alright. There's just so much excess cable, and
Yeah.
you can't put it down here because of the drive cage. So I
Yeah.
had to cable manage it up.
You gonna do it? Just do it.
Ah, there's gonna be an attempt. There's gonna be a big attempt on this. Alright. Flip switch. And probably not gonna work. I say that, I'm gonna say that every time, because if it works, then I'm happy. There we go. Okay, I can't see boot codes, but
It's well,
oh, that turned blue.
it's got lights. The boost code is I can't see it because there's a cable in the way.
I mean, that's fair. I'm gonna sneak around on the other side.
Watch out for the cable.
Yep. What cable? This one? Woo! Oh, it's still popping through the things.
So we're probably gonna be doing that for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. This comes up white on the thing, but it's definitely blue.
Yeah. Very much so blue.
Hey, it booted.
Well, that was quick.
That's wonderful. That makes life a heck of a lot easier. Oh. And I'll start popping on panels. So, everybody, this has been Big Iron, the Thursday afternoon, now night live stream for Top Flight. If you enjoy what you saw, please feel free to hit the follow button, and you'll get notified whenever we go live again. Our next stream is Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Our next stream is going to be next Thursday. Same time, same place. Pop that on. We'll be building another wonderful computer. Andrew will be here. Hopefully, maybe. Depending. We'll see. And I'll put on the front panel later. Gotta get my, points for the channel. Channel points. And if you guys want to see the finalized pictures of this in the actual blue light that is blue, not yet white, you can follow us, and there will be photos. Oh, perfect. If you guys want to see the finalized photos of this, you can follow us on Top Flight PC, computer.
Both of them actually.
Did you get both of them finally?
Well, it's been both of them for a while.
Okay, what's the main one? I always forget.
PC.com.
TopFlightPC.com, or you can follow us on Facebook as well, and you can see the glamour shots of this once we get everything all. It's not really cleaned up. Once they're taken, we'll put it that way.
It's kind of dirty.
Yeah. And once it gets once we clean up the studio, that's a better one, because there's just stuff everywhere around here. Other than that, I think that's about it. Join us next time, and we will see you. Goodbye.